Imagine you buy a brand new car. Not just any car, but the one you've been thinking about for months, maybe even years. You remember the first time you saw it, the design, the lights, the interior, everything felt right, almost perfectly aligned with your expectations. The smell inside the cabin is fresh and distinctive, a mix of new materials and promise. The steering feels smooth and precise. The engine is quiet, refined, almost invisible in the background. For the first few years, everything feels exactly as it should. Every drive is effortless, predictable, and comfortable. You don't question reliability because nothing gives you a reason to. Everything works flawlessly, just like in the commercials, just like in the reviews you trusted before making the purchase. And without even noticing it, you begin to trust the car completely. It becomes part of your routine, part of your daily life, something you depend on without thinking twice. But then, slowly, almost imperceptibly, something begins to change. At first, it's easy to ignore. A strange sound that appears once and disappears. A slightly delayed gear shift, subtle enough to dismiss. A warning light that flickers briefly, then goes away. Nothing serious, nothing alarming. But over time, those small details begin to repeat. And then, at some point, it feels like a switch has been flipped. The transmission no longer shifts as smoothly as before. Sometimes it hesitates, sometimes it jerks. The turbo starts making a faint, high-pitched noise that gradually becomes impossible to ignore. The electronics become unpredictable. You start seeing random warnings, sensors behaving inconsistently, systems that occasionally freeze or restart. And then one day, without any clear reason, the car simply refuses to start. No warning, no explanation, and suddenly you find yourself standing in a service center, trying to understand what went wrong. Confused, frustrated, slightly anxious, until they hand you the bill. Thousands of dollars, sometimes tens of thousands, for problems you didn't expect, for failures you weren't prepared for. And the most unsettling part is not even the cost, it's the timing. Because in many cases, all of this begins almost immediately after the warranty expires. Not during the warranty period, not long before it, but right after, as if something had been waiting. Typically, somewhere between 100 and 120,000 kilometers, the pattern repeats. Different drivers, different countries, different driving habits, and yet the same outcome. At some point, it stops feeling random. It starts to feel intentional. So today, we're going to take a closer look at why modern cars often seem to break according to a pattern and what is actually behind it. In this video, you will learn how modern vehicles are engineered with a specific lifespan in mind, not random, but calculated. We'll explore how engineers determine how long each component is expected to last, from major mechanical systems to the smallest electronic parts. You'll see how the concept of reliability has changed, from long-term durability to precisely timed performance. You'll also look at where randomness ends and business strategy begins, and why repairs today are often designed to be expensive and unavoidable. And most importantly, you'll understand how to avoid becoming locked into a system where you keep paying long after the initial purchase. After watching this video, you may start to see your car and the industry behind it in a completely different way. Ready? Let's begin. Personal story. Let's consider a very typical situation, one that you've probably encountered before, either directly or through someone else. A person spends years saving money for a car. They compare options carefully, read reviews, watch detailed breakdowns, and try to make the most rational decision possible. Eventually, they choose a model from a well-known, trusted brand, something that is widely considered reliable. For the first 90 to 120,000 kilometers, everything goes exactly as expected. The engine performs well, maintenance is routine, and there are no major concerns. Oil changes, filters, quality fuel, everything is done properly. And then, gradually, things begin to shift. Oil consumption increases, first slightly, then more noticeably. Sensors start failing one by one, creating intermittent warnings that are difficult to diagnose. The transmission begins to behave inconsistently, occasional hesitation, rough shifting, unpredictable responses. The turbo loses efficiency, becomes unstable, and eventually fails. At this point, the owner usually assumes it's just bad luck, a defective unit, an unfortunate case. They go to a service center expecting a fix. Instead, they hear something unexpected. The component cannot be repaired individually. The entire unit must be replaced. And the cost is significant, often comparable to a large portion of the car's value. But what changes everything is what happens next. The owner goes online and discovers that they are not alone. There are hundreds, sometimes thousands of nearly identical cases. Same mileage, same symptoms, same failures. Different people, same experience. At that point, it becomes clear, this is not random. This is a pattern. What is planned obsolescence? Planned obsolescence is often misunderstood as a conspiracy, but in reality, it is a well-documented economic strategy. The principle is straightforward. A product should last long enough to meet expectations and protect the brand's reputation, but not so long that it eliminates the need for future purchases or services. In other words, longevity is optimized, not maximized. Manufacturers aim for a balance, ensuring that products perform reliably within a defined time frame, while also maintaining long-term demand. Historical context. This approach wasn't always dominant. In the past, many vehicles were built with simplicity and long-term durability in mind. Models like older mechanical cars were easier to repair, less dependent on complex electronics, and often capable of operating for decades with proper maintenance. Even today, some of those vehicles are still in use. However, the industry has evolved. The focus has shifted from one-time ownership to continuous engagement. Instead of a product that lasts as long as possible, modern cars are part of a broader system, one that includes maintenance, software, upgrades, and ongoing costs. How it's done. Several mechanisms contribute to this shift. Materials are often selected not only for performance, but for controlled lifespan. Thermal and mechanical loads in modern engines are higher, pushing components closer to their limits in exchange for efficiency. Vehicle systems have become significantly more complex, increasing the number of potential failure points. In many cases, components are integrated in a way that makes individual repair impractical,
leading to full replacements instead. And increasingly, software plays a central role. Control units manage performance, track usage, and sometimes limit functionality based on internal parameters. As a result, the vehicle ages not only physically, but also digitally. The economics. From a business perspective, the logic is clear. Selling a car generates a one-time profit. Ongoing service, parts, and updates create continuous revenue. The ideal scenario is not just a sale, but a long-term customer relationship, one that extends far beyond the initial purchase. Final message. When you buy a car, it may feel like you're gaining independence and control.